Hi, and welcome everyone in this room. For this conference, we are talking about real AI usage with MCP and Matomo. We are just giving real hints, real insights, and real movements you can do. First of all, I will introduce myself. So my name is Ronan Hello. I'm actually a Matomo partner, an individual consultant at OpenMost, and also a web developer. I'm an active member of the Matomo community. I'm developing some plugins that you might have used, like ChatGPT or Mistral AI, the Tag Manager Extended, Weather Report, KPI Widget, and many others. I'm also developing some teams, like the Dark Teams, Google Teams, and building some third-party toolings and a French documentation on my personal website. For this conference, we'll have just a tiny introduction about AI journey, what's the MCP protocol and how to use them, and what are the Matomo use cases. This basically is the main section of this talk, and it will be about live demos. And then we'll have some question and answer. So first, let's start with AI timeline. So in November 2022, there is the ChatGPT released. And globally, you have a wow effect, and everybody is going to be an expert AI on LinkedIn. So everybody is making some AI featured post on LinkedIn. That was the word part. AI was cool for your grandma. It was cool for some tiny task, but you can't do that much with AI. In November 2024, the MCP tech is available, released by Anthropic, which is the company behind Claude AI, and almost no one cares. So that was the revolution, but nobody cares, or it was not that popular. But starting May this year, the MCP was released for everyone. So the interest is growing, and most of the tech companies have built their own MCP server during the month of May, June, and July this year. And now every company wants its own. And starting May, AI is going to take your job. Just joking. And for the last months, OpenAI released apps. Apps is just the front-end part of the MCP protocol. Just MCP is how you interact with other solutions and get raw data. And OpenAI apps is how you format those raw data into a fancy UI to present or interact with this data. Today, we are just talking about this part because this is open source, and OpenAI apps is not standard open for yet. So let's talk about MCP schema. So first, you are, as a human, interacting with your favorite AI. So here is ChatGPT, but for the demo, I will use the Claude AI because I have a Claude license. So you talk with natural language to your LLM, and then this LLM understands that you're asking for an action, for a request. And then it looks at the MCP server he is plugged into. So you have to plug your LLM to the Matomo MCP server. And then the LLM format the request in a JSON format for the MCP server. The MCP server collects the JSON format and transforms the data into an XHR request. XHR stands for the AJAX request, asynchronous request. Then the MCP server is able to fetch data or interact with Matomo using the regular Matomo API. So everything that you can do using the regular Matomo API is possible to implement using MCP server. So you can now do all of those actions using your favorite LLMs. And then Matomo responds back with the JSON data to your MCP server that throws the response to your favorite AI, which is transforming the JSON payloads, the data, into a fancy text, or if you are using ChatGPT, a fancy UI using the apps UI. So if you want to be clearer, your AI assistant without MCP is just you ask for some KPIs from your Matomo for your personal websites. It just leads you to how you can get this information by your own, by connecting to your Matomo instance, looking for some specific metrics on certain pages. When you have an MCP plugged into your LLMs, with the same prompt, it will fetch the data for you and show you the actual data right into the UI. So it's a complete different way of working. Instead of getting hints, you get the real data. Those are the real data coming from my database. This is no imagination from the LLMs, it's the real data. So who got an MCP for the moment? Obviously, Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager get their own. So if you are also a user of any other solutions, then you can do whatever we are going to do in this meeting. You can do the same with other tools. There are a connection for Postdoc, for Piwik Pro, for Piano. For Matomo, it's orange because it's a community MCP server support. There is no official MCP server for the moment, but I've built my own, so it works perfectly with Matomo. And Allian don't have yet for the moment. So I think it's time for a demo because a live demo is better than a support or PowerPoint. So let's see how we can interact with everything. So here I have my Cloud Desktop AI software. And if we are looking at this tiny icon, here I can see all the MCP server that I've plugged into. So I'm using Notion, so I just turn it off for the moment to avoid data leaks. But I just need to go on the web. I need to interact with my Chrome instance, and I need to interact with my Matomo server. If I click on it, here are all the Matomo endpoints that are registered into the Matomo MCP server. So as you can see, we can interact with all the endpoints that are provided by the Matomo documentation. So let's see. I can ask in natural language, list me all websites registered in Matomo. So we will start looking for, oh, okay, there is the Matomo keyword. So did I have a tool which is called Matomo or something like that? Yes, I have it. So now let's see if in this Matomo MCP server, I have something, a tool that can help me fetching the websites. So yes, he got it. So he starts the new tool, which is called Matomo Site Manager. And as you can see here, he prepared the request. He sent this request to my Matomo MCP server. The MCP server performed the API request, send back the response, which is here, to my Cloud Assistant, and Cloud read those data and format the data into a fancy text with some markdown tables yet. So those are real data. Okay, let's add a new website for MatomoCamp 2025. Go to the internet to get real website data. So I want him to fetch the real URL and other templates and contents that are available on the websites. So first of all, he goes to the web, looking for MatomoCamp websites. During the fetch, I will just show you my Matomo instance. This is a demo instance, not my real production. And I have the two websites he just listed before. Now, as you can see, so he's starting talking in French because I'm French people, and even if I talk in English, you know that I'm French, so we switch back to French speaking. So I will change it for the next prompt. But here, as you can see, he just fetched the, he sent a new website. So starting with MatomoCamp.org, he add a new website in Matomo. And as you can see here, the website has been created successfully. So let's see for details. So now we just get back the list of websites for ID type 3. And here is the details for the websites. Let's refresh this Matomo instance and see now we have the MatomoCamp 2025. So the data, the website is empty of data for a moment. So let's see if we can tweak this. Now I just say, always speak French for this session. English for this session. And add fake visits, like 5 fake visits, using various device and URLs. So I'm just sending fake data in order to hide this. So I know I can hide it using this link, but I want it to send fake data into my Matomo instance. So now he's using the Matomo measurement protocol. Measurement protocol is the HTTP API that helps you send data directly into your Matomo database. So let's see. Got it. Let me send 5 fake visits to MatomoCamp 2025. So here, O4 speaker as the title of the page. And we'll see. Here we have all the process with all the queries that he just did. Done. He successfully sent 5 fake visits. So here are the visits. But let's see if we can see something in visitors, visit logs for the date of today. So yes, we've got those 5 visits. So it just did visit with one single action, but it obviously can send events, URLs, forms, and whatever you want. But I think this is not the best feature you want. This is just to provide some fake data. So now I'm just asking for some reports. As we do not get that much data, I will ask reports for my personal website, which is ronan-hello.fr. So let's act with website 1. Can you get my KPI for month November 2025? So KPI is pretty generic. So I want it to do many queries. So here first it goes to the visit summary. Okay, got that. Add actions and events to, and maybe referrer. So we will perform many actions because events, actions, and referrer are different endpoints in the Matomo API. So we'll be able to perform different API calls. So as you can see, start by making an API calls for the actions, for the months, the actual months. Continue with the event categories, continue with the referrer types, and the search engine specificity. And now we've got all the data. Action summary, the event summary, and the referrer channel. So this is only fetching data from actual reports. But let's see. For this website, I do not have any segments. So let's act. Go to the website and create useful segments in Matomo for site 1. It's not mandatory to specify site ID. So we know that we are talking about ronan-hello.fr, so we actually know that it's website 1. So you didn't see, but it started this Chrome instance. As you can see here, Chrome is controlled by an external software which is automatized. Sorry. So here is my website, and actually Cloud is controlling this browser. I can see it's a French educational platform offering free software, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And now it's going to look at new segments. Basically creating 1 segment, 2 segments, 3 segments. We maybe can start to look at all of them. Here are all the segments that have been created. So let's see if it's real segments or not. Leads generated. Here we are looking for event category, which is user engagement, and event action, which is generate lead. I have these events, action, and category in my behavior events report, so it works. Let's see for privacy concerns, denied cookie denied. I have an event category, which is CMP, and an event action, which is denied cookies. That's true, so it works also. Okay, so now I'm just letting him stop because as you can see, it's going to create many segments, and I don't want them. You can ask this MCP server to perform an audit of the configuration, okay? So let's run an configuration audit. Give me top 5 improvements for my Matomo instance. So I can ask for, is my Matomo instance well configured, or can you run an audit of the website, and what are the key things am I able to change to improve or increase my visits into my Matomo instance, into my Matomo website. So first of all, is starting to look at goals and custom dimensions, etc. So during the thinking, I'm going to show you a new feature which is in this Matomo server. So here you can go to Matomo here, this button, and now we've got a list of pre-built prompts. So if you don't know how to ask or what to ask to your Matomo MCP server, then we've built many prompts here. So if you want to get a site search analysis, if you want a page flow analysis, if you want landing page optimization, etc., you've got the pre-built prompts here. And if you don't know how it works, then you can ask for something like, I don't know, user behavior analysis. So you can send your site ID if needed, a specific period or a specific segment filter. And if we add the invite, then it just provides a prompt which is available right here. So it's just pre-built prompt for your Matomo instance. So let's see. So it continue here in 22 steps. As you can see, many API calls. Like it check all the entities available in my Matomo instance. Even the A/B testing, which I never use. But as you can see, session recording, form analytics, custom alerts, segments, custom reports, site manager. And here is the audit. Okay, so I have goals. I do not have heat maps in session recording due to GDPR. I do not use A/B testing because I don't want to use them. And here are many things. So there are many alerts, but they never send me emails because I just cut the email sending. But it just say me, hey, you've got alerts in your Matomo instance, but you never receive the email. But I know it. That's true. And as you can see, I can add a registrations funnel, like somebody viewing an episode, clicking on a CTA on my webpage, then visits the register page and actually sign up. So this will be the default pattern for a funnel for registered people. So there are many insights. Obviously, you can pre-prompt something in order to get better insights, to get more deep details, or to get a Word document or PowerPoint document if you prefer. So you can tweak whatever you want. The thing is that Cloud have access to real data and real configuration right into your Matomo instance. So let's see the tag manager container configuration and tags list. Because it got access to your tag manager, you can review your tag manager. And if you already build a CSV file or an Excel sheet with your tracking plan, then you can upload your tracking plan right into your Cloud AI assistant. And you can check if the Matomo tag manager configuration is actually working or complete regarding your document. And if it's not complete, then you can fix things. If you want to start from zero, then you can use your document as a boilerplate and start building the whole tag manager configuration, like creating the new tags, creating variables, and then merging tags variables within a tag, and then publishing a new version of your tag manager. So here what's Cloud doing is just compacting the data because we've talked a lot and you've got not infinite memory, so it's just compacting the previous conversation. It will take a few seconds left. But you can interact with whatever you want in your tag manager. So as you can see here, he looked at my container ID, then he looked at the container version, and he asked for the tag manager to get all the tags lists. And when getting all the tags list, it will get an overview of the tag configuration, but then it can perform another request, which will allow you to get access to the container triggers. This might take some time because Tag Manager API is quite heavy as payload requests. Yeah, so we got everything, perfect. So here's my container overview. Okay, so it started in March 2020. Last updates was a long time ago. Here are the different features. And as you can see, I have 23 tags within. So here are all the tags with all the configuration. So I only have event category and action. It didn't show me the event name, but I got obviously an event name, so I can maybe ask show it. And I have some tags that are paused, which are the view tag because they are interacting with the bounce rate. So I just cut them. And here are all the improvements I can do. So you go back in French, but here just say that, hey, you have some tags that you can improve and many other things. I think the demo is pretty complete. If you have any special request, then you can ask in the chat, and I will do if you want to. And I think that we can start the question session if needed. So I will ask you guys, do you have any question?